If I'm doing anything wrong, the chairman will intervene. So kindly answer my question, Mr. Singh.
So we're going to jump back into Jarnail Singh's testimony and look at what led to that fiery exchange between Jason Beer KC and Jarnail Singh, as he's asked about the One Show broadcasting something about the post office scandal and the Horizon scandal back in 2014, when they are contacted by Nick Wallice, a journalist who's working on the piece for the One Show, and they're asked if they want to provide an interview, and Jarnail Singh is copied in to help them with their robust defence of Horizon. But Jarnail Singh accuses Jason Beer KC of hounding him for answers. Well, what else is he there for? Let's jump into the inquiry.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you see and hear me?
Yes, I can, thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Singh. Can we pick up, please, with poll 00101851, please? And start by looking at pages 2 and 3. Start on 3 and scroll down, please. Can we see this as an email signed off by Nick Wallice, the journalist? And then scroll up, please. And if we look at the date of his email, it's initially to Melanie Caulfield asking for an interview. And he says, "Thank you for your help with the One Show, transmitted on Tuesday, the 9th of December. We're now preparing a second film which is due to go out on the One Show on BBC One at around the same time next week. We'd be most grateful if the Post Office would be prepared to offer an interview expressing its point of view in the continuing dispute with some sub-postmasters over Horizon and associated issues. 2, the film we're broadcasting once again refers to concerns over Horizon. This time it features the story of Steve Phillips from Nelson in South Wales, as well as interviews from a group of former sub-postmasters, including Noel Thomas, Joe Hamilton, Julian Wilson, who say they felt under pressure to sign off incorrect accounts even though they did not understand how sums could be missing. And then 3, in our film, former sub-postmasters say it's difficult to investigate the causes of shortfalls for which they're held liable because of the way in Horizon and associated Post Office Limited processes and policies function. They say in order to open for business the day after the close of a trading period, they had to agree to pay back the alleged shortfalls, either by settling to cash or settling centrally, which implies payment later. They say this put them in a very difficult position."
And that's a very important point, because it does come up a lot, saying, well, why would they do this to the accounts? Why wouldn't they just leave them unbalanced? And the big issue is they couldn't operate their business. They weren't permitted to open up the next day until the accounts actually balanced. And there it kind of suggests, actually, that, you know, they could kind of balance it with some kind of pay later intention with regards to the shortfalls. But obviously, as they keep building and building and building, they get to an amount where nobody could afford to pay them back.
Etc. And then if we scroll up the email, please, and just a little bit more, thank you. You'll see Melanie Caulfield forwards it to Belinda Crowe, Mark Davis, Patrick Bork, Rod Williams, Ruth Barker, Tom Weschler, copy to Angela Vanden Bogart. To see below, can I suggest we have a meeting or call to discuss, please? Copying Angela to see if we can get any knowledge about Stephen Phillips. Looks as though he's a serving sub-postmaster. The other allegations and accusations are all themes we have robust lines about. And also, of course, that we're preparing for Joe S. But I think we need to be extremely robust about opinion from specialists who have not been involved in this and are commenting on the sidelines. And then scroll up a little further, please. We can ignore that email a bit further. At the top, Rod Williams says to the copy list, please copy Jarnail, and indeed you are then added to the copy list. Can you see that?
Yes.
So just going back down to the top of page 2, please. The other allegations are all themes we have robust lines about, and we need to be extremely robust about opinion from specialists. Is it your recollection that at this time, this is December 2014, that was still the Post Office's position?
To be honest, I can't say yes or no to that. I don't know. I don't know what there was. As I said, at that time, I more or less was an observer. There were so many things going, so many people doing things. I wasn't copied into. I don't know the answer.
Well, why would we want to listen to specialists? And one of the central allegations here is the commenting from the sidelines. Well, they have to, unless that you're going to give them access to be able to comment from within, so to speak. So really, they're offering the professional opinion based on what they do know, which is fair enough. It's fair enough if you've got answers for it and got other experts who can actually have a different view because you're providing them the evidence, but you can hardly level criticism at them for not operating with a full deck of cards, so to speak, because you aren't providing them with a full deck of cards.
So to that is,
Who was leading on the development of robust lines within Post Office at
I would
this
have thought
time?
the communication team, presumably communication team, and presumably higher management or the board or the chief executive, I assume. I certainly wasn't. By that time, every time something happened, I just went through other external lawyers because they're the ones who were actually prosecuting or deciding on issues to do with the way they're going to deal with the sub-postmasters going forward or presently.
This isn't about prosecuting. This is about promulgating robust lines to a journalist who's about to broadcast a programme on the BBC, on BBC One.
I can only assume. I mean, I can't assist you either way. Presumably, the communication team. That's their job, isn't it? Or that's what they're employed for. But certainly, it wasn't.
They're employed to communicate and to develop communication strategies, and they're employed for media relations reasons. They're not employed of their own volition to develop robust lines. They've come from somewhere, haven't they?
Yes, it's not coming from me. It is above my head. I mean, I don't know how this thing works. That's what I'm saying to you. So I don't know.
Why were you at this stage copied in on this chain, i.e. the development of robust lines ready for a BBC One broadcast?
Presumably from a criminal criminal law aspect of it, because he's the guy who's said that I should be copied in, presumably been asked from a civil litigation point. This is the criminal litigation side of it. So that's probably why he said, well, maybe we ought to get another person on board who can give you other aspect of the this side of it.
Or is it because at this time, December 2014, you would have continued to say what we've seen in all of the emails we've seen this morning, that sub-postmasters are guilty?
No.
To the extent to which they raise questions about Horizon, they're jumping on a bandwagon or acting to distract from their own guilt?
No, I've never held that view. Maybe in the email, that's how it comes across, but no, the answer is no, no, no.
Every email that we've looked at shows that you wrote that. There isn't a single email showing you held the opposite view.
Do you think?
Why is that?
I don't know. That's my answer is no. That's not the view I held from the outset. I never held that view. You're bringing this up over and over again, and my answer is no, no, and no.
Well, he's bringing it up over and over again because all the evidence is showing that, yet you're saying you held completely the opposite view to the one that you've expressed in all your emails, but actually didn't express the view that you really saying that you did hold at any time in any of the emails that you were sending around.
I disagree.
Can you try and engage with the question rather than just say my answer is going to be no, no, and no?
Well,
if you genuinely,
you are repeating the same question but 10 different times, the answer is going to be the same, isn't it?
if I'm doing anything wrong, the chairman will intervene. So kindly answer my question, Mr. Singh.
Okay.
If you held the view, if you had an open mind about the integrity of Horizon, rather than the view that we've seen expressed in countless emails now, why did you not reduce it to writing?
How do you mean? What do you mean?
Sorry?
Why did I put it in writing?
Why did you not put it in writing? If you had a genuinely open mind about Horizon, rather than everyone's guilty, if they blame Horizon, they're just jumping on a bandwagon, we'll win a few cases, and those people will melt away like the midnight snow. Why do we not see any emails to say, look, I've got an open mind about this. We need properly to investigate it?
Because I'm not involved in that level. That's why. And I've never held that view. I will never hold that view. It's just unfortunate that I was sort of dragged into prosecuting these sort of cases, or this particular case.
Who dragged you in?
Well, it was my case, straightforward case, and it turned out to be quite complex and difficult case.
How did they drag you?
Well, they didn't drag me in that.
Why did you just say that they dragged you?
They were dragged in the sense that I was unfortunate to have this case that had all sorts of complications in it. I mean, if it wasn't a straightforward case, you would have got somebody senior like, Juliet McFarlane, who was the principal lawyer, or the head of criminal law. So, no, the answer is to that.
Was there in 2014, December 2014, still a siege mentality within the Post Office? We need still to be defending the robustness of Horizon.
Not from me. I don't know what the other people were thinking or whatever it was, but certainly I by that time I wasn't prosecuting, and I think I was just assisting as and when they're required, as you could tell from the email. Somebody said, well, look, have you included Jarnail Singh in? And all of a sudden they remember and they copy me in.